How can we integrate life balance into performance reviews without lowering expectations? Imagine this. An employee on your team has thrived all year, meeting goals, managing challenges, holding everything together. But at review time, the focus shifts to what they missed, the hours they didn't log, the meetings they couldn't attend, the moments they had to step away. Their work was strong, their resilience remarkable, but their life outside of work, caregiving, health, family, remains invisible. What if your performance review system could see that life balance as an asset instead of treating it like a liability? That's what we'll cover today. How to integrate life, care, and well-being thoughtfully into performance reviews so that high standards and humane leadership can truly coexist. If we haven't met, I'm Dr. Anna Thomas. I'm a physician, leadership speaker, caregiver advocate, and corporate wellness specialist. I help organizations strengthen their workforce and create workplaces where people and performance can thrive together. Even as we enter an era of AI, automation, and agentic teams, the future of work is still human, and that work is changing dramatically. But at the same time, employees are navigating complex personal and professional pressures that are only going to escalate in the coming years. For example, in the next 5, 10, 15 years, we will see an exponential increase in the number of older adults who will need caregiving support. Who will be providing that care? Working adults. Right now, 63 million Americans are caregivers. That's 1 in 4 adults, with more than half of them currently working full-time. Those numbers are expected to increase and will have a tremendous impact on our communities and, yes, even our workplaces. And caregiving is just one example of a personal stressor that will impact the workplace. Mental health, chronic illness, stress, and burnout are all on the rise, and the organizations that will thrive are those that lead with care, culture, awareness, resources, and empowerment. Care. Through this series, I share practical strategies, leadership tools, and insights to help you create cultures that support well-being, strengthen engagement, and retain top talent. If you'd like a clear starting point, then check out my free training, The Future of Work is Care. The link is below. And while you're there, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with another leader who is ready to build a workplace that cares. Let's get into today's topic. I've seen organizations roll out flexible policies, mental health resources, family care benefits, but leave their review systems untouched. So employees balancing real-life demands are still judged by invisible standards, availability, hours, and face time. And that means care and life balance gets penalized, even when their performance is strong. And if you want to retain high performers, including those balancing caregiving, health, personal pressures, your performance review system must also evolve. Performance reviews often rely on easy-to-measure proxies: hours worked, time online, visibility in meetings. Those metrics fail employees whose contributions happen both inside and outside the spotlight. Common problems might include rewarding visibility over impact, punishing flexibility as if it's a lack of commitment, measuring output in just one dimension, ignoring the hidden efforts required to sustain performance through life's demands. And the result? A culture where life balance is punished instead of supported. Here's how to integrate care without lowering the bar. Here's how to evolve reviews while keeping rigor and fairness in place. Focus on outcomes, not hours. Let the deliverables, the impact, and the quality define success, not visibility. Include context, not excuses. Care or personal demands can explain personal patterns without lowering the standards. And make resilience visible. Recognize the leadership skills that life pressures build: adaptability, resilience, prioritization, empathy. Those are skills, and make those visible. Calibrate this with equity. Train your reviewers to identify any biases and compare the impact fairly across different work arrangements. And then plan for seasons of care. Allow temporary flexibility without labeling someone as less committed. Remember, support doesn't mean softness. It means strategy that reflects real life. So let's talk about designing your criteria. Keep your existing performance metrics, productivity, quality, collaboration, customer impact, but expand how you interpret them. Maybe you add some supplemental dimensions like their adaptive capacity, their ability to adjust under pressure. Maybe you include boundary management, their communication skills, and how they demonstrate their leadership, how their personal experiences strengthen them when they're working with the team. Maybe you add a small context statement, a short section where they can note external pressures and the support that they need. And give your reviewers guidance. Prompt your managers to interpret this context fairly. You're not changing the standards, you're modernizing them. Here's how managers can acknowledge care or life balance fairly during the reviews. They might say, I noticed how you handled shifting priorities during that difficult season earlier this year. Your focus was excellent. Your flexibility didn't lower your performance. Let's look at what support would help maintain this momentum. We value what you delivered, and we want your success to be sustainable. That kind of language, it turns caregiving, taking care of personal life crises, it turns that from a liability into a leadership currency. This type of change takes structure, leadership alignment, HR partnership, updating review forms, embedding these discussions into review prep and training, running sessions focused on these things, testing it in small pilot teams. When you start to make these changes, there is a whole change process that you have to do. If you're looking for how do I integrate care and human-centered leadership into how we as an organization operate, then please start with my free training, The Future of Work is Care. It will show you how to connect well-being with retention and the ROI for using care. And if you haven't yet, check out my book, Workplaces That Care. It's available on Amazon. It is your playbook for building resilient workplaces that support both people and performance. Before you go, let me talk about why this matters. Performance reviews send a message far beyond compensation. They tell people who is valued, who is safe, who belongs. And if your system ignores these sorts of life responsibilities, you are silently excluding those who are working so hard to balance it. If your system integrates that, you say that we trust you, we trust your impact, even when life is complex. That message builds loyalty, retention, and culture change that lasts. In the next video, we're going to talk about how we can tie care support to talent strategy and succession planning. And while you're waiting for that one, check out what's the real cost of employee overload and how do you measure it. Remember, in this age of AI, the future of work is still human. So let's create workplaces that care together.